Hi everybody, Ted Jordan here for Professional Acting for the Long Haul. Now last week we talked about where you shouldn't go for your acting training. Training is huge. It's important, and it's important to know who you're being trained by. Now, speaking of that, starting in September 9th to be exact, through October 7th, we're going to be offering 5 weeks of acting classes. That's right. You can get that information at our website at crossingjordanentertainment.studio, and all the details about that are going to be there. Now, going back to where you should get your training. If you're here in the St. Louis area, we would love to have you. I'm going to do you right, treat you right. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you more than what you're being paid or you're paying me to give to you. You always get more from me than what you paid for, in other words. Now, if you're not in the St. Louis area, I can't really recommend anyone outside the St. Louis area or really inside because I don't know a lot of people. I know a lot of people, I just can't recommend them to you because I'm not familiar with their style, I'm not familiar with their techniques, and I don't really know them, so I can't really recommend them. I do know me, and I do recommend me. Now, other people outside the St. Louis market. Now, here's what you can do. Facebook is a great place for you to go online and network. Okay, not just like and comment on people's dogs and cats and all this other silliness that people do on Facebook, but it's a good place to network. Get into acting groups. Find out who knows what. People are very good at sharing good information, and you'll certainly find it there on Facebook. Another great place, seek out regular, ordinary casting directors in your area. They will also give you good information. Why? Because they don't want bad actors coming to their auditions, even though they have them. They don't want bad actors coming to their auditions. They want good people coming in so they can recommend it to their clients. So it would be a good idea for them to recommend to you as an up-and-coming actor and who to get trained by. They're another great source, casting directors in your neck of the woods. Now, when you go, what should you be expecting when you get the training? First, you need to know and be comfortable in front of camera because that's where the auditions take place, in front of camera. Now, I heard other actors, my students, when people first get started, they make up excuses like, well, if I had another person with me and all this other kind of stuff. Forget all that stuff. You are always your best motivator. Why are you doing this? You do it because you love it. You do it because you really want to do this for real and not play around. So you're always your best self-motivator. No one else should be motivating you to do this. If they are, then maybe you shouldn't be doing this at all. Now, what else should you be getting from training? How to slate. People don't know how to slate. What's slating? It's giving your name, your agency, and height, or what role you're going after. Unless you're a teenager or a minor, then you'll be giving your age along with that as well. Depending on the project, depending on the casting director, these are the things, the simple things they'll be asking you for. And here's an example. Hi, my name is Ted Jordan. I'm with so-and-so agency, and I'm going for the role of so-and-so. Just like that. Now you do it friendly, you do it with a lot of gusto, a lot of enthusiasm. Others in the past that I've seen have been trained to do it like they're in the military. Ted Jordan, 6 feet tall, blah, 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 blah. And they just throw it away. You don't do that. You do it with personality. Why? Because when you go before a casting director, you want to give off your very best personality possible. You get the opportunity to show them who you are as a person. Okay? Unlike some of these, commercials and stuff you hear, these are real people, not actors, which is annoying to me, by the way. Who in the world are actors? We're real people with real feelings. Okay? Otherwise, we couldn't morph ourselves into these awesome, awesome characters that you see on screen, on the little screen and the big screen and everything else. Okay, now I don't want to go down that rabbit trail. But when you go to get training, you need to know how to slate. You need to know how to have an on-camera presence. Be friendly, be cordial, be realistic, be believable. That's always going to be your credo when you get in front of the camera. Unless you're doing something outrageously crazy, then that's a totally different thing. I always teach my students to be realistic and believable. That's going to be your main thing. Here's what I give as an acting instructor, as an acting coach. I give the firm foundation. No matter what market you're going to go into, the foundation is something you're always going to take with you. Why? Because you can go to a person that does improv, you can go to somebody else who does scene study. My strongest suits are scene study, monologue, and commercial work. Those are my three strongest areas. Now I can do other things like voice and diction, which I shared with you earlier. I can help people with that as well. But the other three I just mentioned, I'm super good at those things. I can concentrate and focus on those things. Why? From a writing standpoint, I can get you where you need to go because I can tell you what the casting directors are looking for. From a director's standpoint, I can also give that perspective as well. And from an acting standpoint, whether they would hire you or not. This is hugely important because the casting director doesn't have the time and won't be able to give you the critiques you need. When you get an acting coach or an acting instructor, that's what he or she is supposed to be doing during your classes. And for crying out loud, they also need to be training you up about the business of acting, which I talk to my students about a lot. Now again, like the foundation isn't the sexiest part of the building, but if you don't have a firm foundation, that building, no matter how beautiful it looks, is gonna collapse, it's gonna fall. And that's where a lot of people fail in this industry. They don't have a firm foundation. They don't have that go-getting spirit, that attitude, and that's what you need in order to sustain yourself in this business. It's all mental first. It's not what you do with your hands, where should you look or whatever. It's what's going on up here first. Do you truly believe that you belong in this business? Do you truly know that you're supposed to be doing this for real? Then if that's the case, then you don't let anybody snatch that from you, ever, okay? So that's what I give to my students, that foundation. That foundation is huge and you can take it to any market. Memorization is important. Being friendly, being cordial, being a professional actor in front of the camera and before the cameras even come on. You know how to handle yourself before other people. I heard somebody do this the other day. Oh yeah, hit me up on my blog. Check me out on this. Nobody cares about that. If you don't have a headshot and resume, which your acting instructors should be telling you about because that's a part of your marketing, that's how people know that you're serious about this business. These are the essential things that you're going to need in order for people to take you seriously in this industry. Again, training is huge, and the things I just mentioned are so important that people overlook them and don't think that they need the training, they don't need to do certain things, or they think they need to skip over these important points so they can just get to where they want to get to. All right, I hope this was helpful to you, and by all means, hit us up on our email address at professionalactingforthelonghaul@yahoo.com, and again, check out our information about our acting courses coming up in September at our website at crossingjordanentertainment.studio. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again next week.